do you attract your ideal, your perfect client, and how do you ensure that your product actually meets their needs? And so I'm staying in this hotel here in Frankfurt. It's called the Moxie. Now, the Moxie is an incredible hotel. I'm going to give you a little tour here in just a minute because it's so valuable, some of the lessons that we can learn from this particular hotel, that I thought I would come to you live from the hotel and bring this to you, because there's some principles that we can learn from their branding that we can apply directly to our particular demographic. But before I give you a tour of this place, I want to talk to you a little bit about what do I mean by the perfect client, because all of us want to reach that perfect client. Have you ever worked with somebody and you just really regret having to work with them? And, you just like, oh my gosh. And some of it work with people because we feel like we have to, because, we need the money or whatever, but they don't really settle with us. They're not really they're not in our sweet spot, so to speak. And some of us would love to get to the point where we can pick and choose the people that we work with, as opposed to the people that we work with picking and choosing us. And see, one of the beautiful things about being an entrepreneur, about doing what I do and what so many of you do, is we got out of the 9-to-5 world, because in the 9-to-5 world, our clients tell us who we work, our bosses tell us who we work with. Whereas in the entrepreneurial world, you actually have the ability to decide who you want to work with. And you actually have an incredibly powerful word in your vocabulary that can help you in growing your business, and that word is no. It's a word that so many of us need to learn. We need to be able to say no more often. When a client comes to us and we don't feel like they're a good match, we need to look at them and say, thank you so much, I just don't think that we're a good fit, but let me make a referral to you. What's nice is a lot of times when you refer that bad client, and it's not even a bad client, that's the wrong word, I shouldn't have said that. When you refer to that client that's not a good match for you, but perhaps they're a good match for somebody else, when you refer them to somebody else, many times they'll actually give you a referral fee. And so you can actually get paid for getting rid of the clients that you don't want to work with, which is a really great concept and a great idea in and of itself. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. What I want to talk with you today is a perfect client, okay? How do you know that you have a perfect client? And then when do you say no to the bad ones? And then how do you ensure that the product offering that you're providing them actually meets their needs? And so that's what I want to talk with you about today. We do a lot of talking about branding. We're not going to be on a whole lot today, but I have a little PowerPoint presentation that I'm using for my notes. Unfortunately, I can't give that to you because I'm on Facebook Live right now from my telephone. But let's learn a couple principles. First principle is the more refined and narrow that you can create your target audience, the more specifically focused your content can be. Okay, if you're creating an online product, a digital marketing product, a coaching product, whatever, you want your audience to be so narrow, so specific that you actually can charge a premium because your audience is so small. Okay, it's the law of supply and demand. You don't want to have a broad audience. Here's how I like to demonstrate it. So I'm adopted, okay? And my biological father was a shrimp boat captain. Now I said shrimp boat, okay? Everybody thinks I'm saying, I say shrimper, but they think I'm saying stripper. No, he wasn't a stripper. He was a shrimp boat captain. And so as I've done a little research on that, well, what shrimp boat captains do is they'll go to the middle of the ocean. My biological father would go to the Gulf of Mexico, and they would throw this huge net and just cast it down, and they would drag the bottom of the ocean, literally drag the bottom floor of the ocean, and then they would pull up that net back onto the boat, and they would dump it out. And you can only imagine that, they got only 100% beautifully jumbo shrimp in that net, right? Heck no. You're talking to him, he says, we would get license plates and we'd get bumpers from cars and we'd get dead fish and we'd get mahi-mahi and we'd get all kinds of stuff that we weren't licensed to be able to have. So we had to throw all of that stuff back, and then we had to go through a sorting process, and after that sorting process, then we got what we wanted. Well, so many of us do marketing like that. What we do is we just try to be so broad, or we just throw our product out there to the masses, and we end up with a lot of crap, okay? And that's not how you do marketing. That's not how you grow a successful business. The way you grow a successful business is by being very specific. I like to say it like this. What you want to do is you want to go fishing for yellowfin tuna. Now, what do you mean by yellowfin tuna? See, the way you catch yellowfin tuna is you don't use a big gigantic net and scrape the bottom of the ocean. What you do is you study yellowfin tuna. You know everything about them. You know what time they eat. You know what kind of bait they like. You know how deep they are in the ocean when they like to eat. And what you do is you go on a pier with a rod and reel and you put the perfect kind of bait and you throw that out there at the perfect time, right at the perfect depth, where you know that those yellowfin tuna are going to be looking for food, and then guess what? You will catch a yellowfin tuna because of the research that you did. See, your perfect client, you can't just go out looking for clients. You got to do some research on the perfect client. You got to find out, who is it that I really, really, really want to work with? Who is it that my product would help the most? So let's say that you are in a multi-level marketing business, okay? And in your multi-level marketing business, you guys sell some kind of supplement. Okay, and that supplement will help multiple people lose weight. Okay, well, it would be easy to say, oh, well, my target audience is everybody who's fat. No. That's way too broad, because in North America, half of us are fat, right? That's way too broad. You can't afford to market that many people, and quite honestly, you don't know enough about weight loss to be able to help that many people. So what you ask yourself the question is who do I feel like I can help the most? Okay, who do I feel? So if you're selling a supplement that helps people lose weight, you may say, you know what, I want to go after, ladies, you may say, hey, I want to go after the postpartum mom who's had a baby within the last 3 years, who's struggling to get off that baby weight, okay, whose image is suffering because of it, but you know that this supplement would help them not only lose the weight, but gain the confidence they need and probably get back out there in the workforce or go out there and be able to increase their significance greatly. Well, that's who you go after. So what you do is you study and you research postpartum moms. Where do they hang out? What kinds of foods do they enjoy? What's their problem? Okay, what kind of pain do they experience? What kind of emotional struggle are they having right now? You go and you study them to the nth degree, and then what you can do is you can market your coaching or your supplement. You can market it where they're hanging out. You can talk about the problems that they're facing. You can speak the pain to them, and because of that, they're going to lean in. They're going to look at you as an expert, and chances are they're either going to buy your coaching or buy your supplement because you were able to speak to them. Because you know your perfect client and you studied your perfect client and you were able to tell them what was happening with them, and therefore they look at you as an expert. And so you have to become incredibly refined and narrow with your target audience, and the more refined and narrow your target audience is, the more specifically focused your content can be, and the higher you can charge, the more premium of a rate that you can charge. So you want to be able to work with what we call the perfect client. Now, a couple ways that you can do this. You can look at the perfect client and you can figure out, okay, demographics, okay? What's their age? What's their annual income? What's their educational level? Okay, what about psychographic information such as like behaviors or hobbies or values? Like, what do these people like to do? What does your perfect client like to do? Do they like to go to theme parks? What kind of food do they like? Where do they hang out? Okay, you want to know this information about your perfect client. Okay, you need to know what is their biggest struggle and what's their biggest pain. Okay, what is it? What are they going through? Because in the end, regardless of what business you're in, you and I spend money if we have some kind of pain, okay? We solve money to solve a problem. That's what we do. We spend money to solve problems. That's the business that we're in. If you are in some kind of coaching business, you solve problems and people pay you to solve their problems. But if you don't know what kind of problem your ideal client has, you're not going to have a very successful business. But if you know what kind of problem they have and what kind of pain they have, you can speak into that and you can create a product that solves that. Oh my goodness, folks, you're going to have a thriving business. One of the things I see a lot in online businesses when people come to me and they ask me for help is they haven't done the work to figure out who their perfect client is. You see, perfect clients are the ones that energize us, not the ones that drain us. Perfect clients are the ones that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can help. Perfect clients are the ones that you know that not only can you help, but they're going to find great significance in the product that you offer them, regardless of what the product is. See, that's what a perfect client is. A perfect client says, I will take a little less money to work with a perfect client and not have the headache than to work with someone that isn't the perfect client that gives me headaches. You've got to know who your perfect client is. And so you've got to be able to narrow them down. And the more narrow and specific that you get, literally, folks, the more focused your product can be and the more money that you can you can charge. Now, in addition to trying to figure out what is their biggest struggle and pain as it relates to your topic, you have to answer this question. Why should they listen to you? Why should they listen to you? Because if you may have a perfect client that you want to work with, but if you haven't answered the question why they should work with you, business is not going to be super successful. You've got to be able to answer the question, why am I the right person? So this is called a qualifier. You have to be able to qualify yourself and say the reason why they should work with me is this reason. Now, I'm going to take you on a little tour of my hotel here because I want you to see some things. This hotel does some things incredibly right because they've got a perfect client. As we were talking with one of their marketing guys the other day, they have a perfect client that they're trying to reach out to and that they're trying to attract, and they do it incredibly. Now, here's the thing with perfect clients. Once you've answered the question why they should listen to you, and you've built your product around that, you have to answer this question: who's not your perfect client? It's just as important to figure out who you don't want to work with as it is to figure out who you do want to work with. Some of you guys in different type of coaching programs or types of marketing programs or types of multi-level marketing programs, you get told no a lot, right? Well, one of the reasons why you get told no a lot is because you haven't done the research in advance to figure out who you don't want to work with, so you keep knocking on their front door and you keep putting proposals on the doorsteps of bad clients who aren't ever going to work with you, and really if they said yes, you would hate it anyway. You haven't done that work, and so because of that, you're getting told no a lot. Well, you've got to be able to answer the question, who is not your target audience, okay? In the hotel that I'm at, they've made a decision that they've got a very specific audience that they're going to go after. They want to go after the young entrepreneur. In fact, when we were talking with one of the marketing guys, one of the things they were telling us is that they want to go after the 40-year-old or younger. That's who their target is. The 40-year-old entrepreneur, business person, that's who they're going after. Just wait till I give you a tour to see how all this comes together in just a moment. But what they've said is, who's not my target audience? They've decided that the everyday business traveler who travels all the time, all around the world, that may be over 40 years old, who's used to being pampered and used to all of the big amenities like hot tubs and swimming pools and deep soak bathtubs and closets and safes, that's not their target. And so they were like, okay, since we know that's not my target, then I don't have to offer some of those things because we've done the work to figure out what we're not offering. So now watch. I'm going to take you on a little tour, and we're going to figure out, since they know who their perfect client is, I'm going to show you some things that they've done to reach out to their perfect client. Now, remember, they did the research. They're trying to catch yellowfin tuna. They figured out where yellowfin tuna hang out. They figured out what kind of bait they like. They figured out what time they like to eat. And so I'm going to take you on a tour. I'm going to flip my camera around, and we're going to come through the front door, and I'm going to show you some things about this particular hotel that I find fascinating. Okay, so here we go. Let me flip my camera around. So here we go. We're going to come through the front door, and as you look, as soon as you walk in the door here, as you look, you're going to see something. Yeah. This is their lobby here, and you may see some things. So they have pinball machines, and they have foosball machines. You can't hear the music, I don't think, but it's rocking right now, and it looks really good. And they've got tables. Look at this table here. This is their community table where people can come. And something else, too, is every one of their tables has got these really cool things, okay? Because they're trying to attract entrepreneurs, they have these plugs and these USB chargers everywhere. And in addition to that, they also have the highest speed internet that one can have at a hotel. Like the internet here is like rocking fast. It's awesome. They got cool lights and chandeliers, more corridors, more workspaces right here. Remember, this is just the lobby, right? Why? Why did they do this? Because research told them that what was important to a young entrepreneur was main spaces like this. Ones that were open and cool and hip, that they could invite their clients to, and they could do business down here. And because of that, they don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to rent any extra space. It's beautiful. When you go to a normal hotel, they have spaces like this, but they're all leather seats and polished marble floors and big pillars, and it doesn't scream young and hip and cool. It doesn't scream any of that. Over here, where we were just a while ago, they've got these rest spaces in here, just really cool couches, and they've got doors right here, which is awesome. But I love this as well. remember, young entrepreneurs, what do they like? They don't want to have to run back up to their room every time they do something, so they offer these complimentary lockers. You can't see it, it's really dark, but they actually offer these complimentary lockers where you can throw all your stuff and you can go grab a bite to eat or do whatever you want, and you don't have to run back up to your room. Why? Because that's important to a young entrepreneur. See, they've done an incredible job of catering to a young entrepreneur. Look at all this stuff, right? They didn't have to do any of that, but they know what's special to their particular target audience, and they know that if they're going to be successful, that they've got to give, listen to me, here's a great principle. They had to give everybody a reason, they had to give almost everybody a reason to hate them so they could give their ideal client a reason to love them. Okay, I promise you, I mean, this is a telephone booth chair. You can't really see it. It's a telephone booth chair. Over here, you got some more workspace. You've got conference rooms back here. You can't see it. It's dark. I apologize about that. Here you have, this is a workspace here. You probably can't see it, but that's a iMac right here that they have. They have complimentary iMacs for you. They have these sitting rooms, phone booths here that you can do podcasts from. They've got these little conference rooms here you can go in and use. They've just done everything they can do to reach out to a young entrepreneur. See, they said, we're so committed to reaching our ideal client that we're willing to piss everybody else off in order to reach the people that we want to reach. And folks, that's what you have to do when you come to build a business. You have to become so specific on who your perfect client is that you're literally willing to say no to everyone else. If we are wishy-washy about that and we want to be the end-all, be-all to everybody, you're going to end up being nothing to everybody. Okay, and you're going to end up driving yourself crazy. Your product is going to be mediocre. You're going to get a lot of bad reviews online, okay, when you try to take people that aren't your perfect client. You have to be specific on who it is you are trying to help, okay? The more specifically focused you are with your content, okay, and the more specifically focused you are with your product, the more specifically you can focus you can be with who you want to work with and who you don't. And so that's my encouragement to you today, is to get completely narrowly focused on who it is that you're trying to work with. But more important than who you're trying to work with is who are you not catering to. Now, if my parents were to come to this hotel, they would think this is the biggest dump in the history of the world. Here's things that they would be saying. Where's the lobby? Where's the bell desk? Where's parking? Well, they don't have parking. Why do they need parking? Everybody here takes rideshare and taxis and all that stuff, right? They don't have a big, glamorous parking lot. They do have a parking garage underneath for a few cars, but it's not massive. They don't have valet parking. Okay, they don't have the 5-star restaurant. Okay, it was also important for the young entrepreneur. Like, their restaurant is open 24/7. You know, when you go to a lot of those hotels and they stop serving food at 11, or they shut down their pool at 11 or whatever. Not here. Everything's open 24/7. You can get drinks all night here. You can get food all night here. You can literally get everything. Here's what they don't have. When you go to your room, they don't have closets. Literally, they don't have closets in their room. Why? Young entrepreneurs don't use them. They don't have safes in their room. They don't use them. The rooms are actually very, very, very small, but they invested in the things that are important. Young entrepreneurs said that beds are important, so they have incredible beds. They invested in that. Young entrepreneurs said that big TVs are important, so their TVs are incredible. They're massive flat panel TVs. They have all the amenities to them. I can connect my phone and my computer and my iPad directly to that TV, because they have Chromecast on every single one of them with clear instructions on how to do it. So you don't need wires and you don't need plugs or anything like that. They've got that. Their desk, literally, it's so funny, it's a bookshelf. The desk in their office is a bookshelf. It literally is 1 foot by 2.5 feet wide. The desk. You go to like some of the big hotels in North America, they got massive desks. Well, why don't they have massive desks here? Because it's not important to a young entrepreneur. A young entrepreneur doesn't want to be stuck in their hotel room all day. They want to come down to a really cool meeting space like I'm in right now, that I'm broadcasting in right now. They'd rather be in a place like this. And because they've done their research and their homework, they've cut out everything that's not important, but doubled down on the things that are important. And see, when you learn your client, when you learn exactly what it is that they want, you can get rid of all the stuff that they don't want, but you can make luxury the few things that they do want. See, one of the big mistakes that we make in the online world is we come up with a product and then we want everyone to adjust themselves to our product. Well, that's old school thinking. New school thinking says, no, I'm going to learn my client and I'm going to adjust on their behalf as opposed to asking them to adjust on my behalf. See, when you do that, you help yourself out in a lot of ways. One is you become the a la carte company. You become the company that says, I'm not going to have one product that everybody can buy, but I'm going to have one product that everybody can manipulate and everybody can customize to their own particular needs. So let's put this back in the multi-level marketing world, okay? So the multi-level marketing world, you know how it works. They have some kind of product that's typically really expensive. It's got to be because they're paying all the affiliate commissions out of it. But they'll tell you how to go market it. They'll tell you to do some kind of house party, or they'll tell you to go door to door. They'll tell you to write on Facebook, or they'll tell you to, do all of this stuff, right? That works for the majority of the people. This is what all the bazillionaires do, right? All the bazillionaires do this, so just duplicate their efforts, and therefore you get the same results. And what you end up with is an incredibly low conversion rate. You end up with probably 95% of all the people that learn about you sort of being turned off by you because they feel like that you're trying to sell them something, not trying to help them. But see, a good marketer looks at it the other way. A good marketer says, what are they struggling with? What are they struggling with? And will my product help them? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to help them with their problem. And if my product can help them with their problem, then I'm going to put more of the focus on them and their issue, and I'm going to be concerned about them and their issue. And if by chance I can make a little bit of money off of it, great. But if not, I'm still going to try to help them anyway. See, that's what people in the give method do. Give method people help people regardless of whether they can make money on them or not. If you were a good multi-level marketer, you're going to find out what's wrong with your clients first, and you're going to bring some care and some empathy to them, and you may even offer them solutions that aren't your multi-level marketing product, okay, because you're going to build trust, you're going to build some credibility with them, and then you may get around to actually selling them a product one day. But in the end, the most important thing is you want to help. And if you help them, you add value, they become your perfect client, and they'll be with you for life. And I promise you that you'll make all kinds more money later on if you find out who your perfect client is from the get-go. Well, hey, I've preached long enough on this particular topic. I hope this was helpful and beneficial to you. I think one of the things that I love doing with you guys is helping you maybe come up with something that you're struggling with in your business, and I want to know how I can help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up for questions right now. If you guys have questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those. But I'd love to help you figure out who is your perfect audience. How do you figure them out? How do you find them out? Now, of course, we have a complete training in the Launch Fuel Online Coaching Academy. We're offering our free online course right now called Launch 28. I do an entire 2-hour training on this particular topic on how you can find, attract, serve, and keep your perfect client. So you can check that out. Don't forget, we're giving you a free month. It's $29 a month. You can simply go to launchit.online. That's launchit.online. Go on there, buy it for $29. Actually, the first month is free, so they'll take a credit card just in case you want to stick around with us. But your first month is free. You can go on there and get the training absolutely free. We won't charge you. If you want me to do a one-on-one call with you, we normally charge $597 for that, but we have a special going on right now that if you buy the annual program for our online coaching, which is $199, you get a free hour coaching call absolutely free. And I promise you that is worth the price of gold right there. The reason is because I take you on as my perfect client, and I listen to you and I help you design a full-blown business plan for where you're going so you can take your business to the next level. So if I can help you, let me know. Bridget says, one size fits all does not work. You know, Bridget, it's so interesting because back in the 60s and in the 70s and in the 80s, when the industrial world was, popping up, right? We were moving out of the coal industry and beginning to prep ourselves for the informational age. Somewhere along the line, at least in America, we got this concept, this idea that I've got to be able to have one product that I could deliver to the masses, and if I can deliver to the masses and get a small percentage of them to convert, well, that would be great. So in marketing world, we used to do direct mail, right? And we knew that we could get 0.1% of every flyer that we mailed out, we could end up turning into a customer. So the way that we would do the math on that would say, okay, if I sent out 100,000 flyers, I can probably get like 100 clients. Okay, and if the clients were worth $10,000, that's, whatever, that's $1 million, and it's only going to cost me $100,000 for the flyer. Great, let's do it. And we would go on these massive marketing sprees where we would put junk mail in everybody's mailbox. It would cost us thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, perhaps even millions of dollars trying to get our product out to the masses, because somewhere along the line we learned that one size fits all. And we were okay with these small little conversion rates because, we're sending out to so many people. Well, that doesn't work anymore. It's way too expensive to do that now. I mean, direct mail pieces cost you nearly 60 cents a pop after print and postage. Facebook doesn't really let you just blanket everybody. It's way too expensive to blanket everybody. So what we're learning is if we can become specific, we can actually afford to market to a small audience. We can afford to market it, and we can typically get conversion rates for somewhere between $1 and $10. Well, that's a pretty good deal, because if you have like a $500 to $800 to $1,000 product that you're selling, and you can get a client for $10, man, that's a huge return on your investment. Huge return on your investment. However, if what we're trying to do is we're trying to just blanket we're just trying to throw it out there like my shrimp boat captain illustration earlier, we're just trying to throw a huge wide net and get as much as we can. Well, you may get some conversions, but don't be surprised if some of the conversions you get cause you some of the biggest headaches because you weren't willing to put the work in. Here's what I'll promise you. What I can promise you is if you can put the work in advance and you can figure out who your target audience is, you can learn what makes them tick, you can know what their problem is, what their pain is, and you know that you're the right person to help them because you've experienced some of the problem and some of the pain. You've worked down on your promise statement and you can make a promise to them that says, listen, if you work with me or if you buy this product or supplement, here's what's going to happen. If you do that, and you can walk them through the process of saying, here's exactly how I can help you. Here's the name of my product. Okay, here's proof that it works. Here's people that I've helped, and here's proof that it works. And here's how much value you're going to be able to get from it. And if all this did was do this one thing, would it be worth it to you? Here's how much it costs. Here's a way for you to purchase it. Folks, listen, your business is going to skyrocket, but it all starts with your perfect client. Who is your perfect client? Literally, have you taken the time to think about who your perfect client is? Here's what most of us do. Most of us think about the perfect product. Most of us think about what is it that I offer. So if I offer coaching, if I offer sales and marketing funnels, if I offer a supplement, if I offer graphic design, if I offer copywriting, if I offer that, well, that's my product. Now, how can I get this product into the hands of so many people? Wrong approach. You're going to end up with a lot of headaches and a lot of bad clients. Your right approach is, what kind of people bring me the most amount of significance? What kind of people do I want to work with? What do they look like? How old are they? How much money do they make? What are they trying to accomplish in life? If I help them and they're successful, what difference would that make in the world? These are the products in the 21st, these are the questions in the 21st century that you have to ask. Not what product am I offering, but what people am I serving? And when you have a servant attitude, then great things can happen. So I want to encourage you to look at it that way. Juan says, does this method work well with business to business, specifically technology consulting? Absolutely, Juan. Because so you're just going to take it from the individual to the business, right? So you're going to ask yourself the question, what size business do I want to work with? How much annual revenue do they take? What do I feel like my skill set can do? What experience have I had in the past that can ultimately help them? What kind of problems are they having? Okay, what's their pain point? What kind of emotional struggles are they having because of that pain? Can my product or my offering or my service, can it help them? Okay, am I the right person to help them? Like, do I have the credentials and do I have the experience? Do I have the education and my background to be able to help them? Okay, or am I a fraud? And I don't mean that negatively, but you need to ask yourself this question because there's a lot of frauds out there. There are a lot of people who don't have the experience or don't have the technology or don't have the credentials to be able to help somebody, but we go out and help them anyway because we want their money, and we're just sort of winging a prayer whether it's going to help or not. No, you can't do that. That's what you do for free. You offer those services for free so you can figure out whether you're the right person to help or not. But once you're confident that you're the right person to help that business who's struggling, absolutely this can work with them and for them. And you narrow that down, Facebook will reward you and LinkedIn will reward you because you can put your ads specifically on those business pages. So yes, absolutely one. Great question. Okay, one says targeted Facebook ads or funnels aimed at B2B. Yeah, you can do that. In fact, I've got a couple guys in my network that can help you with your Facebook ads and your targeting. If you need some help with that, reach out to me and I'll connect you with those guys. Okay. Bridget says, very true. I love that. Thank you, Chad. Please type your link in here. I'm signing up. I'm going to try to do that if I can. Let's see if I can do that. Launch it online. Perfect. Awesome. So we do offer a few different types of coaching depending on what you need, depending on what you want. Let me tell you though who my perfect audience is. Okay. You guys may be wondering if you're my perfect fit. So here's my perfect client. Okay. My perfect client is someone who is either an entrepreneur or is itching to become an entrepreneur, who has a product or a service that will make a positive difference in somebody's life. Okay? Perhaps you're a speaker, a pastor, a coach, a consultant, an author, and you've got a life-giving message that you know that if that life-giving message can get out to the world, that it could change the world, or at least change your world and change their world. If you've got a product, service, or message that will make a positive difference in the world, and you can offer that through some kind of informational product like a online course or one-on-one coaching or an event or a seminar or some kind of workshop or whatever, then I'm the right guy for you. I can help you get that to the masses. That's what I'm an expert at. That's what I'm good at, okay? If you've got some kind of physical, tangible product that you need to put in the mail and ship to somebody, I can put you in touch with people who can help with that, but that's not my specialty. Now, what I can do is I can coach you, and I can help you get your business organized and get it ready to launch and get it to go, and I can walk you through my 12-step process, and I can create a value ladder and a value proposition with you. I can help you create a reverse marketing strategy. I can help you create what we call a hero business plan or hero marketing plan. I can help you do all that, but actually selling your product, I would not be an expert at that. I excel on informational digital products, online courses, coaches, speakers, pastors, and authors. That's my strength. And so if you guys fall in that category, I would help you. Somebody asked me, Chad, are you good with people who have multi-level marketing programs? Here's where I'm good with multi-level marketing. I can give you a different perspective on multi-level marketing, okay? I've done a couple multi-level marketing programs in my life. I don't love them because they just weren't for me, okay? Doesn't mean they're not great. I have some great friends who are doing isogenics right now. My gosh, these guys are making bazillions of dollars because they do it what I would say the right way. Okay, they do it from a servant's heart, from a servant mentality. The folks that I know Trudy Maples, and I know Tanya Kirkpatrick and her husband Jeremy Kirkpatrick. Those guys are in a space where they coach first, they help first, they care first, they listen to you first, and then if they believe that their product can help, then they will offer it to you. And if you can't afford it, they help you figure out a way to pay for it. See, that's the right way to do it. So in my world, what I could help you if you were in multi-level marketing is I would simply help you figure out a couple things. Number one, you'd have to ask the question, does your product really help somebody? Two, is it affordable so people can afford it? If they get it, is it really going to make a difference in their life, or is this just another product? Can they get something very similar for half the price at Target or Walmart? That would help them. If so, then I'm probably not going to help you. But what I would do is I would put you in the coaching space that says, listen, what you need to do if you're helping somebody with a weight loss product, then you need to become a health and nutrition coach, and you need to help somebody get their life back on track. You need to learn what the problems and pain of those people are, and you need to be able to help them, be able to coach them, be able to give them advice, give them a nutrition plan, a supplement plan, give them a new diet, whatever you need. You need to be able to help them that way, and then at the end of that process is your product that you are selling, but because you've helped, then you can sell them something. I call it the drip, then drop. You're going to drip, helpful content, then you're going to drop the bomb and ask them to purchase. But you can't ask them to buy something without building a relationship with them. That's what drives so many of us crazy about multi-level marketing. Some of us, it's not the multi-level marketing that we struggle with, it's the way that it's approached. I had a gal reach out to me today on Facebook. I haven't talked to this gal in, oh my God, I was in Covina. So that would have been in 2009. So we're talking 8 years ago. I haven't talked with this person in 8 years, literally 8 years. And they sent me a Facebook message this morning. Hey, Chad, how are you? And two of my kids weren't even born yet, so they only asked about my oldest daughter. How's she doing? They don't even know that I have two other kids. And just asked some other personal questions. And, oh, by the way, I have this product that we think that you would be interested in. Let me know if I can send you a brochure and set up a consultation call with you, because we'd like to be able to get you in this. This product could change your life. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars very quickly, and someone with your personality could probably even make millions, and we think this would be great. What? Like, really? I mean, that's how you're going to sell your product? No. See, they didn't have a relationship with me. And because of that, I deleted them, right? See, that's what people don't like about multi-level marketing. That's what people don't like about regular marketing. That's what people don't like about telemarketers. That's what people don't like about anybody who's trying to sell you something before they've figured out who you are and whether you're even a good fit for them or not. We sort of get turned off by that. So don't do that. So in the multi-level marketing space, I can help you figure out how to be the right coach to the right person, help you find the right client, and perhaps you can do some good with them. Hey, any other questions before we get out of here? I know we have about a 15-second delay on this, so I'll wait just a few minutes. But if you have something I can help you with, that would be great. But don't forget, guys, we're talking about the perfect client. You want to put your product in the hands of the perfect client. You know it's your perfect client if they give you significance and not drain you. If they're draining you, it's the wrong client. You got to figure out how to get rid of them. If you find value in helping them, they are your right client. You can go on my website, launchit.online, and you can hop on and get training. It's $29 a month or $199 for the year. The $29 a month, we don't bill you for the first month. You get your first 30 days for free, and you can go on there and check out my online course called Launch 28. And in Launch 28, I do a 2-hour deep dive on this particular topic. I think you'll love it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it'll help you in your business. If you sign up for the annual program, it's $199 for the year, and I'll give you a free 1-hour coaching call. We normally charge, if you were to look at my link, launchit.online/coaching2, you'd be able to see that we charge $597 for that, and we sell a lot of those. We'd give that to you absolutely free for signing up for the annual program of $199. So, hey, if we can help you, we'd love to help you. I've got an incredible team. I have an awesome team. I'm the only male on my team as of right now, but I got an incredible team of people that can get you signed up and help get you organized, and then of course I do the majority of the coaching in our organization right now, but I'd love to be able to help you and help get your product out to the masses. Well, guys, God bless you. I'm in Frankfurt, Germany right now at an incredible hotel. If you want to Google them. I'm going to do a full-blown training on this because I'm in love with this hotel, because they figured out who their perfect client was, and they basically said, forget everybody else. We're only going to give the young entrepreneur what they want, because that's really who we're trying to attract. Okay, and so I'm going to do a full training on this. I've got a camera here. I'm going to record some stuff, and I'm hoping to be able to present that to you in a masterclass here before too long, because they do some incredible stuff, and their attention to detail blows my mind. And you don't even think about what they don't have until the marketing guy told me. And the reason why I never thought about it was because I didn't need it. But you know what they can do? Price is so important. They offer a 5-star hotel for about $80 a night. $80, okay? The reason is because they've been able to get rid of all those things that don't matter, that cost so much money to fund. And because of that, they can offer an incredible experience to a young entrepreneur for about $80. That's really good. And Juan, I'm trying to figure out the schnitzel, and I've been told I say it wrong. It was so funny today, just a little rant here. I was at lunch today. There's a really cool Italian place right next door here. I've eaten there every day. I've not had German food yet. I've had Italian and Thai food in Germany, which is funny. That's the only kind of food I've had so far is Italian. I've eaten, out of the 6 meals I've had here, 5 of them have been Italian, 1 of them has been Thai. But I go down there today, and I ordered the caprese salad. Okay, in America, you spell it Caprese. And the lady goes, in German, can I help you? And I said, caprese. And it's so funny, they don't speak the same language, so you feel like you got to holler. Can I have the caprese, please? Like, for instance, their language difference all of a sudden makes them deaf. So I'm raising my voice, telling her that I want the caprese. And she says, the what? I said, caprese. Caprese? She's looking at me with this weird face. I'm like, yeah, the Caprese. We don't have Caprese. I'm like, yes, you have the Caprese. No, we don't have Caprese. Caprese. And so I open up the menu and point to it, and she goes, oh, the Caprese. I'm like, that's what I said. And so, but it's so funny. Apparently, they don't recognize my accent. And what's so funny here is, those of you who know me know that I'm very good with accents. I do all kinds of accents. I can do an Australian accent, a British accent, a Spanish accent. I can do a Chinese accent. I can do an Indian accent. I can do them all. The problem is they all sound alike. So one of these days, I may do some comedy for you and do some of my accents for you, but you'll have no idea which one I'm doing because they literally all sound alike. So it's pretty fun. Well, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get some schnitzel, okay? But it's nighttime here in Germany, and I've got a couple more calls that I'm doing tonight before I get to bed. But love you guys. Appreciate you. If I can help you at all, I'm here for you. Adios. Have a great one. Oh, Paul says the Aussie's got to hear the Australian accent. And so I'll give it to you one of these days. One of these days, Paul, I'll give you my Australian accent, okay? Yeah, Juan says, try using Google Translate. The problem with Google Translate, Juan, is it doesn't do the accent for you. It just changes it from English to Spanish. And what I learned was caprese in English is spelled the same way caprese is in German, because caprese is not an English word or a German word, it's an Italian word. So, and Dave, yes, my other Australian friend. Is everybody on here from like a foreign country, not America? So Dave, I know you're from Australia, and Paul, you're from Australia, and Juan, where are you from, bud? And Bridget, where are you from? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. So, love you guys. Have a good night. Ciao.